We are here, everyone. We are streaming live on YouTube. My name is EJ Daniels. This is the Cold Front Report on YouTube. The Buffalo Bills has just defeated the Baltimore Ravens 17-3 to advance to the AFC Championships the first time since 1993. Now, I kind of just want to, start by just going over some of the stuff that happened in the game. Um, I think I was just telling somebody I think this is the best that the defense has played all season. I mean, um, the defensive line, the linebackers, the DBs. I think everybody played well. Like I really can't pinpoint anybody who really screwed up today. I mean, the Bills had a great game plan going out. I don't know if anyone noticed in the first quarter the Bills came out in a base defense, which pretty much means that they had three linebackers. And if you've been watching the Bills all season, usually, they come out in that nickel formation and they usually have, Taron Johnson, as that nickel. But, they started out with AJ Klein and Milano and Edmonds on defense. And they were able to kind of, mitigate the running game for the Baltimore Ravens, and they did a great job on Lamar. I just want to say first and foremost, I hope Lamar's okay. He got ruled out with the concussion, but again, as far as the Bills defense, I feel like they handled Lamar well. I think he only broke literally one play that was over 20 yards, and he's usually getting like two or three of those a game, and the Bills held him to I think it was only one. And I want to shout out Trent Murphy. He gets a lot of backlash from Bills Mafia, for just not playing well all the time. But he played really well, and that's a play that I remember from him. On Twitter, you guys are asking who should be the MVP, and I think it's pretty clear, who should be the MVP. I think it's Taron Johnson, man. That pick six, in the red zone. The Ravens driving, they had a little momentum going. They caught a little, they made a little adjustment of, running some RPOs, and those RPOs were kind of working and getting them up the field. But Taron Johnson, dropped back in his zone, and that's the second pick six he's had, this year. So he actually, got that pick, took it to the house, and made a heck of a play on it, to get past Lamar. And then shout out to Tre'Davious White, for making that block for Taron Johnson to get into the end zone. And that just shows, the camaraderie, the continuity of his team, everybody playing for each other. When they talk about people playing for each other, that's what it looks like. Blocking for your teammate on a pick to get him into the touchdown, into the end zone. That's playing for your teammate. So again, I want to thank everyone, for coming on this live stream today. This is the Cold Front Report. We're live streaming on YouTube. Comment, give me some feedback. Tell me what you think. Tell me who was the player of the game. So I just started with the defense. So I'm gonna move over to the offense. I felt like the Bills really they were beating themselves like really early in the game. You had the Gabe Davis touchdown that was dropped. You had Josh overthrow Stephon Diggs on the deep route when he beat Marcus Peters. You had Tyler Bass miss two field goals. There was just a lot of points by Buffalo that was just missed. And I mean, this game wouldn't have been that close, but that is what it is. It was a playoff game. Like my man Greg Tom said, it's just about surviving and advancing, and that's what the Bills did. I think one of the criticisms that I'm gonna have, and I'm gonna start here real quick. I hate the fact that Dable didn't call not one run play, in the first quarter. I mean, in the first half, excuse me. He called one run at the end. He called his own play with Devin Singletary. But, you got to get more runs in. And then that's indicative of what he did to come out in the second half, where he mixed it up. You don't have to run every single play. I don't think anyone's ever said that. But, I mean, you have to have a significant run game, something that the defense respects, going in. And then you seen when they came out in that third quarter, the first drive, they went right up the field on them. So, I figured, Buffalo was going to do that. I knew it wasn't going to be an easy game, because in the beginning, I think that, like I said, there was a lot of opportunities that were missed. And I tweeted out that the big matchup was the Ravens cornerbacks against the Buffalo Bills wide receivers. And I think for the most part, the Buffalo Bills wide receivers got it done. Stephon Diggs, man, that man's a dog. And he's been He has the most catches against single coverage all year. He has 60. Stephon Diggs does, and Devontae Adams has 50. Stephon Diggs has been uncoverable all year, literally. No one can cover that man one-on-one. And he's been killing it. So I love to see that. I think they targeted Marcus Peters a lot, and Diggs beat him a lot. The Bills also showed me that and this is why I picked the Bills. So I got on another podcast, and my score prediction was 24-17. And I said that I thought, due to the styles of each team, that that all that really matters on offense, honestly, is your efficiency in the passing game. And look at how Buffalo played. I mean, they didn't run until the second quarter, and the game was still close. And like I said, they beat themselves. It wasn't like, the Ravens were really doing something, insurmountable to stop them. They weren't doing anything special to stop them. So I think it was just more the Bills just, not, capitalizing on their opportunities. But, Josh Allen, I think for the most part, played a pretty clean game. They got a couple sacks off, but I think they got like what, 1 or 2 sacks, maybe. Maybe. I don't think so. I don't know. Maybe they had like 1 or 2 sacks, but I'm not 100% confident. But I also, no, you know what? They didn't give up any sacks, actually. They didn't give up any sacks. Again, let's shout out the O-line. I've been saying all year that the O-line is the best unit, is the most underrated unit on the Bills roster, due to the fact they don't have a lot of, big names on there. But, the Bills O-line definitely came to play today. I only remember the one sack by McPhee, and then I remember the one stunt that they ran where I think it was Feliciano that missed the block, and then Josh had to go, and that's when Josh made that throw on the sideline. But other than those 2 pressures, I don't remember, the Ravens getting a lot of pressure on Josh today. And again, that's just a testament to how good the O-line has been this whole year. And Buffalo did a great job. They did an awesome job at stopping the run. They did an awesome job stopping the run, being disciplined on the edge, being disciplined in the middle, just getting that run game, getting the Ravens out of their run game. And see, that's what happened. That's a scouting report on the Ravens. You get them out of the run game, and then after you get them out of the run game, you make them pass. And once you make Lamar a passer, it's gonna be It's gonna be tougher for them to win. I mean, everything is predicated on them, getting that triple option or that read option run game going. So, I mean, when they were able to get that going, it was tough for them to come back. And then, unfortunately, Lamar, he went out. And once he went out, I mean, Tyler Huntley came in and he played a solid game. I actually think he didn't look bad. His first drive was a little rough, but his second drive, he actually made some throws. He made one throw to Hollywood Brown close to the end of the game, and he missed one to Hollywood Brown when Trey White got beat on a double move. But for the most part, I think Tyler Huntley did as good as you could possibly ask from a practice squad player coming in a playoff game, from one of the best quarterbacks in the league, from one of the MVPs of the league. So, I mean, I want to give a little shout out to, Tyler Huntley. This is a Bills, stream, but, he played well. I'm a lover of good football, and Tyler Huntley played some good football. So, as far as what I saw from people on the D line, I know I'm jumping around a lot, but I'm just giving you guys my thoughts. You guys comment, like this stream, share this stream. I'm just trying to just give him my really like quick thoughts and my quick reactions to what I saw. John Fina on the podcast that we did this week said that the D line was going to have to come up big this today, and I think that they did for the most part. I remember Horrible Harry, getting I think he had a sack too. Jerry Hughes, he had 2 sacks and he had a bunch of pressures. Jerry Hughes was almost unblockable this game. Jerry Hughes has been so solid all season. And I just think it goes unnoticed just because people think, and Bills Mafia think, that the Bills defensive line hasn't really been garnering enough pressure, but they actually been playing pretty good. The Bills have the 9th ranked defensive line per PFF. So, I mean, they've been generating pressure, for the most part all year. But this game specifically, I think, was a holistic defensive effort where I think all 3 levels just played really well. don't remember, too many hiccups. I don't remember, too many miscues. Like I said, the one play where Trey White got beat by Hollywood Brown. Um, Hollywood Brown also caught a pass in the first half for a first down on Micah Hyde. I remember that play. So I mean but overall the Bills didn't really have too many miscues. So well, in this live stream, I want to kind of hear from you guys. I want to see what you guys are saying. So post some comments. Give me some feedback. Tell me what's going on. Let me know that you in here. Again, I appreciate everyone. Watching this stream from the Cold Front Report. I'm EJ Daniels. I just got on with the Cold Front Report, so I'm doing the YouTube live stream tonight. So I appreciate all of the viewers that are viewing right now. And again, the Buffalo Bills have beat the Baltimore Ravens 17-3, and Buffalo is advancing to the AFC Championship for the first time in since 1993. So I appreciate that. So again, just if you just now tuning in, I've just been recapping the games. My thoughts are kind of all over the place. I'm still just like all the rest of Bills Mafia. I'm still on a high. Still processing this game. One thing I did see, Cole Beasley isn't healthy. I saw that because he only had one target the whole game and still dealing with that knee issue. As we're progressing to the AFC Championship, even it doesn't matter who the Bills play. If they play the Chiefs or if they play the Browns, we're gonna need Cole Beasley. We're gonna need Cole Beasley. We're gonna need all hands on deck, for that game. Stephon Diggs was the only receiver that. Oh yeah, and John Brown too. Don't let me disrespect John Brown. John Brown also, may had some big catches. He had that big catch on the sideline. I think it was on a corner route that Josh threw to him that they had ruled incomplete at first, but then called it complete. So I appreciate the performance that John Brown had today, especially with him coming off of a injury too. So John Brown definitely been coming up and been coming up big because they definitely needed him today. Gabe had a tough game. Gabe Davis had a tough game. After that one playoff game, I think it was the playoff game last week, PFF graded him as a 91. But let me hold on. We got a comment. Bills did a CG Clip 716 said Bills did a great job using exotic looks to confuse Lamar the whole game. They started to figure it out, but the Bills maintaining control right out of the half was huge. Absolutely. The Bills was sending pressure all game, and that's one of the biggest reasons on why they were able to contain Lamar. Everybody they put looks from the base front, and then they put looks from the nickel front, and they just had they had pressure coming from everywhere. Levi Wallace had a sack. Taron Johnson had a sack. Taron Johnson also had a pick six. Like Taron Johnson was all over this field, man, and it was a total team effort. And I don't think anyone expected the Bills to blitz as much as they did. Now, if you watching this stream again, comment and tell me if you thought the Bills were going to blitz as much as they did against Lamar. But I did not see them blitzing, that much. I thought it was just going to play it safe and kind of contain Lamar. But they did better. They did better than contain Lamar. They pretty much shut him down. Like I said at the beginning of the stream, I only remember maybe one big run that Lamar had in this game, and the Buffalo Bills, honestly, like I said, Buffalo Bills played their best all-around defensive game. And when I say all-around, I mean in terms of all three levels. The line, the backers, and the back end as a holistic unit played their best today in their playoff game. And honestly, they need it, So, and then they're going to need another performance next week like this. You know what I mean? Like, Buffalo is one of the best coverage units, in the NFL. If I'm not mistaken, they were ranked number 10. They were the 10th best or the 9th best coverage unit by PFF. So, if you're going to beat Buffalo away, it's going to have to be by, killing them on the ground. And as you saw in the first couple plays of the first series that the Ravens had, I mean, they were running the ball down their throats. You know what I mean? And they took so much time off the clock, and then on top of taking so much time off the clock, what worked in the Bills' favor is that the Ravens weren't getting touchdowns. And then who would have thought that one of the most accurate kickers in the league, Justin Tucker, will also miss, 2 field goals in the first half. Both coaches, though, did say that the wind played a huge factor in how the passing game went. And obviously, if it played a huge factor in the passing game, it had to play a huge factor in the kicking game. Also, you had 2 missed kicks by Bass, and you had 2 missed kicks by, a Hall of Fame level kicker in Justin Tucker. So, the weather affected both teams. So I don't think that's an excuse because, both teams are playing in the same conditions. So, I mean, there's no excuses, but, both coaches did at halftime say that, the weather was a factor into how the passing game was going and how the kicking game was going. But I think overall, if I'm summing this all up, I think Dable has got to stop not running. I mean, it's cool. You can play that way where you use the pass to set up the run. You just can't not run, period. Like you can have like mixing a run here or there. They tried to count that one Josh because it was a scramble. It wasn't a run. They tried to count that one Josh scramble where he got like 3 yards as a rush attempt, and that was not a rush attempt. That was definitely a pass play. They ran one time in the first half, and that was on his own run to Devin Singletary to the left, if I remember correctly, and they got like 3 yards. So, I mean, like I said before earlier in the stream, like as Dable saw the error of his ways, he came out, ran the ball. I think it was 4 straight times or 3 straight times, and then he had a play action pass off of a heavy formation. So, that's the type of stuff. Honestly, when I said, obviously, I'm new to the Cold Front Report, so you guys don't know a lot of my takes, but I said Buffalo's balance bothered me, and so I understand that they're one of the most efficient passing teams. They're the number 4 most efficient. They have the 4th best efficient passing attack. So I get it. I get why you pass that much. But as we all say and as we all know, the running game has its place. I understand Zach Moss was out, so I mean that probably played a little factor into it. But Devin Singletary is more than capable. I mean, Devin Singletary was carrying the load last year, before Zach Moss got there. So I would like to see Dable run the ball more, especially, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I'm gonna sit and say it. Especially if we play the Chiefs. I think I have been saying, like I said, you guys aren't as familiar with me with all the other cold front guys, but I thought that Buffalo is the only team that can go point for point with Kansas City. I've been saying that all year, but I feel like if you can limit Patrick Mahomes' possessions and then also be efficient in the passing game, I think that's a formula for success. I mean, the last time Buffalo played Kansas City, and again, who's ever watching the stream, I am getting a little ahead of myself, but I'm just doing some perspective stuff, just looking ahead. But if Buffalo does play Kansas City, I would like to see them control the pace. I mean, slow the pace down just a little bit. Like I would hate for Buffalo to get into a shootout with Kansas City, even though I think they could play that way. But I just think it would be an easier win if they could slow the game down. So that's just some of my perspective thoughts, going into the AFC Championship again. I appreciate everyone who's watching this live stream right now. Again, the Buffalo Bills have beat the Baltimore Ravens 17-3. And the Buffalo is going to the AFC Championship for the first time since 1993. In 1993, I was 3 years old. So this is a great sight to see Buffalo, finally getting some national notoriety, some major success. Oh, somebody else said something. They said time of possession will dictate a lot versus Kansas City. Absolutely, bro. You know what I mean? Like I think that whoever runs, I have been saying all year that it's not that Buffalo can't run the ball, it's that Buffalo doesn't run the ball, and that's exactly what you saw today. It's not that they can't do it; they just don't do it. Like they're so efficient in the passing game, they're just like after run, we just gonna get it that way. Honestly, I can't really make a case for them not wanting to run the ball for two run the ball because they're so efficient in the passing game. But I mean, schematic wise and game flow wise, we need to see a couple runs. You can't call one run at the end of the second quarter. Like, but whatever. I'm not as smart as Brian Dable, which is why Brian Dable's about to be a head coach, unfortunately for Buffalo. So, but that's just my opinion. I would love to see more, run plays. So, again, I appreciate everyone who watched this live stream. I know my thoughts were all over the place, but I'm kind of just giving my reactions to what I saw, what was going on today. So I'm going to end this off by saying that if I had to give someone the player of the game, like I said at the beginning, it is definitely my guy Taron Johnson. He played the best. That pick six. It was a 102-yard return for a touchdown. I think was the play of the game, and that pretty much. I mean, you could see it right there. Like their spirits were kind of broken after that. You know, they were trying to come back, but the Ravens aren't a team that's built, to pass 50, 60 times a game, especially when they're down. And then at that point, you know, Baltimore's offense is, going to bleed so much clock because they're going to methodically try to move it down. And honestly, that's what Buffalo wants. So, I mean, when you can't do that, and a major part of your offense is taken away, I mean, you just kind of forced to pass, and that's kind of what happened to the Ravens. They were forced to pass, and they were not able to adjust. And then on top of that, Lamar Jackson, their best quarterback, went out. So hats off to the Bills. They played a great game. They played a good all-around game. Like I said, Buffalo's going to have to get that run game together. I know we've been saying that all year, but, we're going on to the AFC Championship, and we're going to have a more balanced attack. And I've been saying that all year. But to end it off, Buffalo beat the Ravens 17-3. They're going to the AFC Championship for the first time since 1993. They will be playing the winner of the Kansas City and the Browns game. So hopefully we'll be glued to our TVs and watching to see who Buffalo's next opponent will be. So again, I appreciate you guys watching and tuning in to this live stream. This has been my first one on YouTube for the Cold Front Report. I just got onto the Cold Front Report this week, and I appreciate the opportunity that I've been given. So I appreciate everyone that's watching this live stream, and tune in again because I'll be going live on YouTube a lot more now. So tune in again for my takes, and hopefully next time we get 500 people in here and we can get some type of dialogue in here. So until next time, this is EJ Daniels on the Cold Front Report. Tune in to the next YouTube stream.